10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
Let's talk some Bears as they return to practice. They've won 4 in a row. And they've won 4 and they've won a row. And they're headed to Baltimore to take on the 1-5 Ravens. Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast on 312 Sports, is brought to you by our dear friends at Church Brewing, New Buffalo's brewery-pizzeria in a historic church. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizza, small batch craft beer, brunch every day. Visit beerchurchbrewing.com. So we will find out today about injuries. And the latest we know is that Tyreek Stevenson was day-to-day, week-to-week.
Correct. Day-to-day, week-to-week.
Whichever and whatever. Yeah. And the same goes for Cole Kmet with a back injury. It was the shoulder for Tyreek Stevenson. But that is going to mean some shuffling around if both of those guys are out for this game. And then we'll also get an update on where DJ Moore is with the whole groin hip thing that had him hospitalized and then ready to play. It's very strange. I don't know through what he is playing.
Correct. Don't know what the exact injury was.
But I will say this. If he's hurt, more Luther Burden.
Yes.
However you got to arrange wherever you're using your receivers. Maybe there's got to be more Durham Smythe out there or how you're doing your packages. But don't force him into the backfield then.
Burton can block too. He can block. Yeah.
Well,
so
the only
kind
time
of need that help a little bit.
The only time you see DJ Moore blocking sometimes is straight down the field. When it comes to down blocking, Burton's better at it.
Yeah,
Burton at least works harder at it.
And just watching some video that we were looking at earlier, I don't know how healthy he is and if that's preventing him from being more engaged in blocking schemes when it's called for his position at wide receiver. I don't know with it, but it's not been good.
I'm willing to give DJ Moore the benefit of the doubt.
Because of this unknown specific injury, is this preventing him from playing all out?
And some of the things that you watch with a wide receiver, does he finish his route? Does he run it hard? Does he cut hard when he's not getting the ball?
Because that is just as important as the guy getting the ball.
Yep.
Is running your route like you're getting the ball every time.
Just keep an eye on it.
And here's why it's important, though, too, Dan, because we've talked about this and what their secondary play looks like. What is asked of you in your secondary play? If you're not running hard as the guy not getting the ball,
you haven't moved the defense.
And then you're not getting yourself in the correct position, whatever they call for, when it is that secondary play.
Yep. Yeah. So just put a pin in that.
Yeah, for sure.
On how hard DJ Moore is working on every play or lack thereof, and consider that he might still be hurt and it may necessitate somebody else getting some of those reps.
Yeah, for sure.
Just keep an eye on that. So I hope we don't have to double back to it. I hope we don't have to think about it too much. But I think it's absolutely worth keeping an eye on.
All right, a couple things I want to share. Some audio from Kyle Monangai. Met the media a couple days ago. What is today? Today's Wednesday?
Yes.
So this was on Monday. He and Jaquan Brisker met with the media, and just going through some of the Monangai stuff that I put a pin in to save for today. We were talking about this whole combination of running game between Monangai and Swift, and the comparison of what the Lions do and what the Bears might try to emulate with a 1-2 punch, thunder and lightning, a guy who can break it open and get downfield, a guy who's the bruiser and run between the tackles. And I liked your assessment of it, that don't try too hard to emulate that. Just allow guys to do what they're really good at.
Right, and the point is the Lions might be overdoing that too. When one guy's clearly a better football player and more dangerous, explosive, special player than the other guy. You don't have to make this, you don't have to give it a name and make something out of it. Jahmyr Gibbs is way better than David Montgomery.
Right, and he has more opportunities and more carries, which he should. And that will continue, and that will be the trend for the year. And maybe the opportunities for Montgomery become less, which is really what you need to keep an eye on right now. And I think right now it's probably like 60-40, and that might go up to 70-30, 80-20. I mean, because he has more of an impact on the game. But don't force something that doesn't need to be there. Just get the guys in the best position to be successful and give the runs to Swift that he's best at. Give the plays to Kyle Monangai that he's best at.
As long as you're not becoming predictable with personnel.
Right.
I definitely think that
that's something I'm never concerned about with Ben Johnson,
right,
and what he does.
I'm not worried about him dressing something up or showing you some bells and whistles.
Because the thing I love about him is that he'll take a formation and run 8, 10, 12 plays out of that, even with the exact same motion. You just don't know what it's going to be.
No, the motion is usually a coverage indicator. I mean, you're not doing motion to do motion. You're doing motion to see who's followed and what it tells you about the defense.
Right, but even in that motion, though, there's different options they can do out of a play to identify what the defense is doing. So that's what I love about it. But here's Kyle Monangai, and talking about that run game combo, there's a couple questions here and some answers, so take a listen.
What have you learned about DeAndre and just like the pairing of you two and why you guys seem to fit so well together?
Since I stepped foot in the building, I learned a lot from him, just a guy that's done it, and just learning about what it's like to be a pro in this league at this position for so long. He's been doing it for a lot of years, so just the day in and day out, the work ethic, taking care of your body, just what it means to be a pro.
What about his skill set? Because I know he's really dangerous when he gets in space. Yeah. What do you think about that and how that complements what you can do as kind of like that bruising running back, the big physical guy who can go in between the tackles? Does that complement each other?
Yeah, absolutely. Dre's a big play at any moment type of guy, and I think you get the ball in his hands. He has that ability to make those big plays happen out of anything, and I think we complement each other well with the way we run. Different running styles, of course, but I think we complement each other well.
We know what Courtney's writing. Right, it is obvious, and it's how it works sometimes. Because it used to be back in my day that when you had your own thing that you were writing, you didn't have to do it at some of these media sessions. You could just go to the guy's locker
and have that conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
But now everything has to be in front of everybody. So because you don't get every one-on-one that you want. So it's clear she's doing a piece on the complementary fit that may or may not mirror what the Lions have done with Ben Johnson.
All right. One other cut from Kyle Monangai talking about the running game, how it has started up better the last 2 weeks. They've continued. They've been impactful in the outcomes of the game. And then why wasn't it earlier on?
I mean, we watched the film. It's just, little things. Like we're a guy away here or, maybe on us on the backfield. Like maybe we missed a read by a step or, footwork detail, aiming points, all that little stuff that can go from missing a big play or gashing a 40-yarder or whatnot or a touchdown. So just correcting the things that we can control and harping on it throughout the week. And then on Sundays going out and, fixing them and executing.
So I just thought it was interesting that the difference between that loss in the backfield or a 2-yard gain or that 15-yard gain, that 25-yard gain is just one little thing, one little small element of a guy with the wrong footwork, one guy in the wrong place, one guy not shedding that block quick enough to turn for the secondary block. Those one little things can make a significant impact on what they do in the run game.
It's choreography. Everybody's feet have to be in the right place for this stuff to look to look beautiful. When it's done correctly, when you talk to coaches and you watch film with coaches and they see everything, the offensive line guys. I used to love talking about it with offensive line coaches who just love talking about this stuff, about how the organism is supposed to look. The line is, when it's done properly, it's not individual people. It's an entity. And you almost lose sight of the individuals because this Voltron, this multi-person thing is doing its job. When you think of everything as an it, and that is because the feet are perfect, the angles of the shoulders are perfect, the head position is perfect.
The timing is perfect.
The timing, the hands, right, all of it makes the timing perfect. So it is impossible to do on every play. It may be impossible to do on any play.
But we saw it, though, several times in that Commanders game.
But when it starts to click, you give yourself a little more margin for error and a little more margin for error. And a little over time, it becomes like rote muscle memory.
So here's what I wanted to ask. It's just in hearing that from Kyle Monangai about the run game, He says, it's footwork and it's timing and it's being together. How far off? Because that's where they were the first couple weeks. And Ben Johnson talked about it. The guys need more reps together. We need more reps together, need more time together for it to start clicking. And Monangai even said that they haven't even reached what they could do. And they've done really well the last 2 weeks. So listening to that and thinking about the struggles that Caleb Williams has had this year in being broken down and building back up, the things that technically that Ben Johnson has asked him to change and do differently in his game, looking at his second season as a redo of a rookie year with an actual football coach, how far off is Caleb Williams?
Well, let's talk about it in this context of timing. Regardless of what happens after the ball is snapped, when they can actually get the ball into his hands off the snap,
double clutch Dahlman,
when we can execute a proper snap and actually give the quarterback the ball, it also, the timing of the play begins when the huddle breaks, or you can say it begins when the ball is spotted. If you really talk about the timing of a play.
Yeah, it does, because the play clock's running.
Play clock's running. So if we whiteboard this, ball is spotted, play clock winds, Ben Johnson makes a decision based on field position, based on the score and the clock and which hash mark they're on and the personnel that he wants to use. That is relayed into Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has to get the call, understand the call. He has to go back to the huddle, spit it out, then have everybody understand it, get to the line. This is where there's still room to grow. I don't think there's any advantage that the Bears have in cadences. And I think it's a critical part of what Johnson wants to do. I think part of the way he calls his signals, it has to do with the rhythm of the play. What he's seeing, who's moving, what are you learning in your cadence? What is the defense trying to tell you that you can diagnose before you get the ball? Where the great ones will know they've got you beat already. Oh, I got you. I know where this is going.
Yeah.
He might come. If he comes, I'm going here. If he's showing me that he's coming, he's probably not. We've seen this before. That it starts there. Before anything even actually, quote unquote, happens. I think that's where the growth has got to occur. That is where he has the most ground to make up.
So, and I like that perspective on it. And here's the issue that I have. He's being asked to learn a very complicated offense. He has been asked to change several aspects of his mechanics and how he does the game. He was challenged to be better at calling the play. We know that there was difficulty the first few games of the season where Ben Johnson took the blame for it. Mm-hmm. Now it's grasping and having a really solid understanding of NFL defense. And I know that every quarterback has to do this. But there are rudimental things that he is beginning to work on from scratch.
Oh, we went through this yesterday.
And then adding though, like this whole aspect of having a full comprehension of what defenses do in the NFL, recognizing it, being able to communicate it if needed to change a play.
Yeah, learn both sides of the ball. He's still trying to learn his side
of the ball.
Yeah.
Let alone both sides of the ball. That's quite the task.
It is. But you've got a teacher who has decided that he can do. He took this job knowing that that's what he had to do. I think he knew. Well, maybe he's learning more.
Well, I think he walked into it understanding that, hey, there is a lot more work to do than, because his physical ability is shown on tape rather easily. You can see that, recognize that. What Ben Johnson didn't know in the remodel is when the walls came down and the foundation came up. Oh no,
we got mold.
Yeah, there's a lot more here to do than I realized.
And by the way, later on in this program, we're going to make you feel better about the Bears, because there is definitely a franchise that has grabbed the mantle of most pathetic.
So I wasn't indicating that, like with the run game, they were a couple games away from getting things to click. Not that they're where they want to be. They still have more room to grow as well. Mm-hmm. But we've seen improvement. We've seen growth over the last two games from where we were the first four games of the season.
Sure, and it's not going to be a staircase. It's going to go all over the place. It's not, I know people use the term linear, but even if we say there's a plateau and up and a plateau and up and a plateau and up, it's not. It's going to go in all kinds of different directions for all kinds of different reasons. And what I like about how the Bears are looking at it, they don't have to do what we do, and they don't have to make it these week-to-week referenda. They don't have to constantly look at all the data points that come in and say, well, what does this say? Over time, it'll emerge. Over time, and it's been, a third of the season? I think we got a good picture that he's better. After a third of the season, Caleb Williams is better now than he's been. The numbers show it. The scoring shows it. The fourth quarter numbers, what he has been doing on drives when they matter, he's better.
He is better when the pressure's on more significantly.
He's better.
Yeah.
He's better than he's ever been as a Bear now.
Yeah, I like the idea of his growth. It's not linear, but it's more of a Ben Johnson funhouse where there's stairs that go up, then the stairs go down, then there's a trap door and there's a slide, and then he's got to climb a ladder, and then there's more stairs that go up, and maybe the staircase going up is longer this time. And then there's a level floor, and then there's stairs that go down, and like a spiral.
An old split-level house, like all those 70s houses when I'd go to my friends' houses, and it would be...
It's not the third floor, but it's 2.5.
Here, there's like a first floor, and then you look up there, and there's the kitchen.
It's kind of like the Ben Johnson funhouse.
Okay. Does it have the mirrors that make you look skinny
Yes.
and fat and short and tall?
Yeah, because then there's a mirror that makes him look really good. Then there's the mirror that makes him look really bad, even though he's not as bad as the mirror looks or is not as good as the mirror shows.
Ben Johnson's a good-looking dude.
No, I'm talking about Caleb and his ability, not his physical appearance.
But am I right that Ben Johnson looks a little like Kristen Bell? Just think about that. I couldn't figure out who he was.
Yeah, it's not a terrible.
She is in his celebrity mix somewhere. There are a couple times where his resting face, maybe it's where it's the eyes, I think.
Yeah, and the shape of the eye as well.
Yeah, he's got some Kristen Bell in his celebrity mix.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just thought that.
Maybe we could get Dax Shepard on sometime to see if he's attracted to Ben Johnson. That'll really confirm.
He couldn't quite figure out why he was attracted.
But now it's
to Ben
like,
Johnson.
oh my God, he looks like my wife.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. I don't know. Just a thought.
Maybe we can send him a message and ask, do you think Ben Johnson's hot? Like 1 through 10.
Is that how Facebook got started?
10 being the hottest. Yeah.
I think that's how Facebook got started, right?
Right. It was about rating. Yeah, rating. If that movie's accurate. Yeah.
Who knows?
Couldn't tell you.
Good movie.
Did you ever see? Oh, you gotta say, did you see that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay, I didn't know if you.
Yeah, I liked it.
How many slices of pie?
On what scale?
5.
7.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I'm not trying to indicate that Caleb is almost there or right on the doorstep of it. It's just how far away? How far away until we start to see some things click? And we've seen elements of the game click, which you've just mentioned. It's better getting the call in.
To me, it's
that we're seeing
timing,
more time on the game clock.
Trust your eyes. Throw it when it's there, and he still doesn't yet. He's still that was the interception last game, missing Kyle Monangai on the goal line.
Not even seeing it.
Not that. See it, throw it, and trust it. He hasn't quite. If there is a magic moment when, and Ben Johnson was clear about this, the quarterback has to see the game exactly how he sees the game.
Yeah.
And doing it after the fact, or doing it in film, or on they've got the VR stuff that they do. It has to be in the game itself. When you see it as designed, the recognition, that awareness, if that light ever goes on, look out. But it's not on yet. It's not on yet. If Caleb Williams is playing well enough, despite the fact that light isn't on yet.
All right, some other NFL notes, things to get to around the league, because there's a story. The league right now is right in the middle of their NFL fall meetings out in New York.
Okay.
And Woody Johnson, owner of the New York Jets, had some things to say. And I heard one reporter describe it as he absolutely torched Justin Fields.
He kind of did.
Absolutely torched Justin Fields.
I think he did.
So here's what Woody Johnson says. He says, I do believe in Aaron Glenn. I've known Aaron since 1996. I was a fan. I've always been a fan of him. I see the way he handles a room. If I were a player, I would respond to him because he's the real deal. No BS. There's no second agendas. What you're hearing is the truth. And a lot of time, players don't get the truth. They get a lot of gobbledygook. He continues on talking about Aaron Glenn and the defense. He says, I just think the defense, special teams are doing better. Defense is pretty good. If we could just complete a pass, it would look good. We got to complete some passes.
Ooh.
So in these meetings, he comes out of the meeting, gets stopped by reporters.
Isn't this also an indictment of your front office?
Well, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, what did they give him? $20 million a year over a couple of years?
Is that all guaranteed?
I think so.
I think it is too. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's $20 million guaranteed over a couple seasons. So, and Justin Fields had a pretty promising first game for the Jets. A game they lost, obviously, but he actually played pretty well. And it's been absolutely downhill where this last game against the Giants, or not against the Giants, who did they just lose to? Son of a bitch. It wasn't the Broncos. That was 2 weeks ago, maybe. Oh, Carolina. So they just lost to Carolina 13-6. And Justin Fields was pulled at halftime for Tyrod Taylor.
Yes.
Woody's not saying that he needs to start the backup quarterback. He says it's still Aaron Glenn's decision to make, but he's made his thoughts pretty well known to the reporters about his quarterback situation. If Aaron Glenn is listening, will Justin Fields start this game in week 8?
Well, it all depends what Woody Johnson's kids from his second marriage think.
What did you call them? Brick and stick?
Well, what is it? Brick and Brock and Matt?
Call them Brick and stick.
What are they? One of them is Brick, right?
Is it?
Is it Brock or is it?
I don't know, but you said brick and stick, and I like that image better. Just a big brick and a big stick.
Jock and I don't know, but they're his two kids apparently have sway with the team, and they have opinions, and they're in the draft room, and they'll advise him on stuff.
Woody Johnson says about Aaron Glenn, I hug him every day. I do. I say, keep the faith, man.
So what?
Hugs him every day.
Okay, you still may have hired the wrong guy.
Possibly.
Because it does not look like Aaron Glenn is handling the harsh light of the New York media particularly well. And I know he's a guy who does like to wear his emotions outwardly. But when he started doing the stuff that I used to hear from Wanstead, well, then what are you saying about me? Which always was like, well, why do you care? Stop being worried about what people are saying about you. And I heard it from Aaron Glenn, too. It's like, well, if I do this, you say this. And then if I do this, you're going to say that. Stop worrying. Just coach the team.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
You got hired. Go do it.
Coach the team.
Johnson says he has more hope than others that Glenn can turn it around. He says it looks like he's turning around parts of it. You know, it's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating that we've got. He has ability, but something is just not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results across the league. You have to play consistently at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do.
It sounds like he's done with Fields.
It sounds like he is done as the owner.
That's the owner.
With Justin Fields.
And that's why owners shouldn't say stuff like that. Because then your underlings feel like if they're trying to curry favor or if they're worried about keeping their job.
Right,
this is the negative cycle you get into now. Now Aaron Glenn's like,
I mean, let's say, we're not going to argue the results of Justin Fields. They're there for you. But if Aaron Glenn as the head coach feels, even after 0-7, if he as the head coach feels Justin Fields gives them a better chance to win this weekend, that our best chance to win is with Justin Fields at QB.
He shouldn't have to justify that.
Now he has the owner in his ear and out there saying things like this.
In New York.
That he's going to go, well, shit.
You're right.
Like, I want to start Justin,
but
I heard what he said.
Yeah, this is why you don't do this.
Right.
And this isn't Carolina. They're in New York.
Right. Where, I mean, the fans are worse than the media in most cities.
I love it. I think it's great with everything that's going on in the NFL. This is why the NFL is just a year-round festival.
Well, that's why we love a guy like Woody Johnson, because he's not our owner.
A bumbling owner.
Be an owner far away, just not my team.
They made him ambassador of something, and he pissed everybody off as the ambassador. Well, remember?
Well, maybe Jordan's following his rule book.
Well, no, I don't mean ambassador of the NBA. Yeah, and by the way, if you're only listening to the show, don't miss DBU today. It's already posted.
How to be an ambassador by Woody Johnson. Michael's like, let me see this.
Well, what some people think is a decent product, I don't.
I think I can whoop their asses still.
Right. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take a magic pill. I'm going to kick everybody's ass.
Again, not magic's pill, but a magic pill.
Yeah, apparently Woody Johnson he joked a lot about race and Black History Month when he was at the U.S. Embassy in London. Made inappropriate and insensitive comments about religion, sex, color that could create an offensive working environment.
That surprises me.
Mm-hmm. Really? It surprises you from a billionaire, scion of billionaires?
Nope.
You're shocked?
Yeah, I'm just
shocked.
Color me shocked, because that's what I am.
And there's more beef in the NFL, too. We have lots of NFL beef.
There is.
Yum.
I like this one, too. This is great. So, apparently, Russell Wilson got really upset at Sean Payton, and I guess he tweeted something. He said in his tweet, classless but not surprised, didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 years later through the media. So here's what happened. Sean Payton had some comments to make after the Broncos beat the Giants in that miraculous come from behind 33-point fourth quarter to win 33-32. Mm-hmm. And this is what Sean Payton said. You know, they found a little spark with that quarterback in Jackson Dart. I was talking to Giants owner John Mara not too long ago, and I said, we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game.
And you can take this as him just thinking that Dart is really, really good. But remember who his quarterback was last year.
It was Russell Wilson.
Uh-huh.
So you could take it, just like you said, that Jackson Dart's got really good. And this is a guy that knows how to evaluate quarterbacks. Knows the position well. So he could just be dumping all this praise on Jackson Dart.
And is doing a really good job developing one at the moment.
Bo Nix.
Yep.
So he could just be praising Jackson Dart to no end. But I like to think the other end of it really was more valuable, that he was taking a shot at Russell Wilson. That we really wanted to play against Russell Wilson, not Jackson Dart, because I don't think Russell Wilson is very good at quarterback.
So then, in a response that I think is a little out of character for Russell Wilson.
100% it is.
He came back at him. Clapped back, as they say.
Yeah, so when asked about it, that's when he put on Twitter X classless, calling him classless. But not surprised, didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 years later through the media. That's quite the shot at his history and his past as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it, though.
Sure, why not?
Again, because it's not my team. Neither one of them being involved in this. I like this from the outside. It's good stuff. But you know what, though, too?
Fun times for the New York football media.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah,
but
isn't it?
Here's the thing. If you were better in Denver, maybe these lingering thoughts and feelings wouldn't be there. And that was just an adversarial relationship from the get-go, though, from the start. But who brought him in there to play quarterback? You did.
Well, did he, though?
You think he had no part in it? You think he had no say? No say, Jose?
I think he probably had some, but if owners would like Woody Johnson is proving, if owners want something done, it's going to be done.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens this weekend. But regardless of how you feel right now about the Bears, and you should feel good at 4-2, just be thankful you're not a New York football fan. Take that.
I also want to note this because I'm seeing this from the Twitter of Jeff Agrest on the Sun-Times.
Okay.
The coverage map is out for Sunday for the NFL broadcasts, and Chicago at Baltimore is the national game, man.
Oh, really?
It is the national game. There's two others on CBS. Miami and Atlanta is only in the Southeast.
Should be.
The only places that are getting that secondary game is Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, the western half of North Carolina, and Florida. That's it.
And
then,
also Ranji's TV.
Of course, Ranji's TV's going to do that. Jets at Cincinnati is only the Cincinnati market and a small area around New York. The rest of the country is getting Chicago at Baltimore.
Really?
Yes. The entire rest of the country.
Well, I would kind of like to see that Bengals-Jets game.
Really?
My guy. No, I wouldn't.
Oh, no.
No, I'm really curious.
And
I'll definitely check on it. I want to see who starts at QB, first of all, and then I'll monitor how Frankenstein's monster does.
I like watching bad football games. No, thank you.
Don't want to watch that?
No. That's the giant I'm not interested sign is what that is.
And speaking of our guy,
Joe Flacco.
I'm really excited for Feedback Friday.
Yes.
This week on DBU.
Why?
Well, because there's I don't particularly share a whole lot in Feedback Friday, but I want to share that one email that we received.
Oh, absolutely.
That was
you should feel free. By the way,
No,
I know you put me in charge.
No,
of that.
it's all it's mostly you. That was, of the almost 2 months we've been doing this, my favorite email we've received so far. Like laughing out loud on the train. And I read it multiple times.
There's a few.
Laughed every time.
There's a few. There are several people. What's the guy? Strangles the clown that does the graphics.
Yeah, you guys need to get a place together.
You know what? It's
He
a little.
misses your musk.
It's a little scary. He knows a little too much.
There's a lot going on there.
But I did show the picture that he made of me at Mariano's holding up the discount steak.
Yeah, that's great.
Next to the
in your baseball pants.
That went over very well at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Beth and Zoe both thought that was absolutely hilarious, and
I like the one of the.
They thought the young picture of my face too. Beth is like, "Oh, look how dark your hair is.
How cute you were."
Yeah, right. And it was that. Like I
pat you on the head too.
I kind of said, "I still think you look terrific, lady." Yeah, I'm right here.
She's like, "Yeah, you should."
Right.
Yeah. Pat you on the head.
Yeah.
Goes on her day.
Right.
That's sweet, Danny.
Oh, it's so cute.
And then the other picture, the most recent one, was on your front porch getting a delivery of melted ice cream, and I was dressed as the captain. That was good.
With a steering wheel sticking out of your pants.
Yes. So, yeah, and so what was it? It was a P1 listener? That was like the listen.
We don't have to say that anymore.
What's above that? Because that's what
a
strangles
crazy person.
That guy, yeah.
Yes. A stalker, someone who's very likely to kill me. Make no doubt.
When there's stalker, P1.
As I've always been told when it came to these things, someone who loves you or says they love you is much more likely to kill you than someone who says they hate you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway.
I thought you were going to close it there.
Oh, I didn't have my stuff ready.
Oh, damn it.
I know.
Damn it. I thought that was going to be perfect for you to end it there. Let's also mention what's coming up on this show the next couple of days.
See, that's why I didn't do that.
Okay, we got
I know you're a professional.
Some very cool things coming up on Forward Progress.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah, you're the one that is doing all this.
So for Forward Progress tomorrow, which is Thursday, we are going to have a special guest on our show, and I'm very excited to have Lou Canellis of Fox Chicago will join us and talk Bears. I'm very happy to have him on.
I want to get inside some of that because we know that because he works for Fox and does Bears stuff. He hears things, right? You know, I want to find out some of the real stuff.
Yeah, I just love Lou. And then on Friday for Forward Progress, we're going to have lead Ravens reporter from the Baltimore Sun, Brian Wacker, on the show.
We got a street named after him right here.
We do. Just stay off of it if ICE is looking for you. So I'm looking forward to that because, again, lead Ravens reporter for the Baltimore Sun.
Good.
He's in the stuff. Right when we record on Friday, he'll be finishing up some Raven stuff to come right into our show.
Perfect.
So we'll have the latest information to share from the Baltimore Ravens perspective of things. So looking forward to that on Forward Progress. And then DBU Feedback Friday, as well as the top 10 Ravens of all time on DBU for Friday.
We're going to do it. And we look forward to that. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.